by passion. Totally consumed by passion. Put on a strategically placed shell. Raise a little hell.
All right, we're live. Oops, I was trying to do something. Welcome to Interview with a Man, episode number 159. Jesus Christ. Where has the year gone? It has been a wild one, boys. It has been a wild one. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today we're going to talk about Mr. Jorge Masvidal. For you guys that don't know who Jorge Masvidal is, today's going to be an interesting episode. I actually found this content completely by accident last night. As you guys know, I always like to peruse what's going on in the success world, as well as keeping up with, market trends. And obviously, I'm a huge MMA fan. Been watching MMA since I was like 15 years old. The fight that really did it for me, for all you veteran fans, was Frank Shamrock versus Tito Ortiz in the UFC for the light heavyweight championship, I believe. And goddamn, that was a good fight, and that's what sealed the deal. So I happened to find this really that ties in so perfectly to what we've been talking about. And I talk about momentum, and I'm realizing a lot about how momentum is so important in dating and pretty much all over every aspect of a man's life. So let's say what's up to everybody in the chat real quick. EC Smooth, what's up? Bruce Jones, what's up? Ben, what's up? Privateer Solutions, what's going on? Greg B, Chris Z, Ben Jones, Christian Soto. Just got an ad for an indestructible drone. Oh, good morning. What have you been looking at? No droids. Angelo, what's up, dude? Glad to see you and Rick Torres get the link up. Good morning, John. You look very nice in denim. Thank you very much, Hologram. Thank you so much for your kindness. Cody, I'm sad the fight got cut short. It was going to be interesting last 2 rounds. Yeah, we're going to talk about that today, too. Alejandro Hernandez Ruiz, you are just starting and you already have 1 dislike. Haha, it seems that you have some faithful haters. Greetings from Colombia, gentlemen. Hola, mi amigo. ¿Cómo estás? Ben says he has 1 more like now. Patrick Knotts, what's up? Yeah, guys, we got an interesting show. So for you guys that have not been following me on Instagram or whatnot, it's no big deal. I don't care. But I just want to show you what's been going on. So, obviously, December 26th, we all know what's happening. Final enrollment for Body Language Mastery. I've been filming my new course, Body Fitness Max, which comes out in 2 weeks from today, on December 2nd, my birthday. So, this thing, as you can see, has a complete meal breakdown. It has, there's me, obviously. I went to the gym today, trying to get that hot dude life back. And there you go. Well, that's wrong. But yeah, so Body Fitness Max comes out next Monday, December 2nd, my birthday. I'm going to be 34. I've officially outlived Jesus Christ. And in this momentous occasion, I shall give you all a free course, 100% for free. I'm really excited about this course. This course is really challenging me as a creator, and overall, it's just a really good thing because as I kind of everything kind of catapulted for me this year. One thing that I realized is how much I truly value physical fitness, because you know what? It doesn't matter how much money you have, doesn't matter how many babes you got. Every guy inside his mind has a little bit of a standard for himself. And just set up the Instagram stream there. every guy has a standard for himself, and what's the quote? Nothing tastes as good as being fit feels. And I've been going to the gym a lot more frequently lately, really getting back in the swing of things, even though it's like December. Most people tend to be like, lightening their foot off the gas at the end of the year. But as you guys know, I'm a complete maniac working super hard to put out all this stuff, but it's going to be worth it because it's always good to start off the year strong and also finish strong. Take a little break in spring right before you go hard for your summer grind. But I always think you should start strong and finish strong. So don't take your foot off the gas this time of year. Make it happen. There's so much out there in regards to opportunity these days. Good Lord. Going back to America really opened my eyes, man. There's so much opportunity because everybody's a fucking idiot. All you got to do is produce something, and people will accept the service. I'm telling you. It's abundance out there, boys. It's abundance. You speak good Spanish, great. You should try future bringing your seminars to Latin America. Sí, yo hablo español porque estudio para, how do you say, 20 años, más o menos. Yeah. So, speak a little bit of Spanish. Tommy B. Shelby, what's up? Tony S., what's up? So I was trying to show you guys something that I was I was going to show you why I was late because I was doing it here we go. I was doing some actually I have to do something. Hold on. I had some pretty intense training. Guys, if you guys watch on Instagram, you want to come over to YouTube. Things are about to get a little gangster. So, guys, I've been working so hard, as you can see. This is actually what I was doing before I was on the air right here. Nothing like, you've never seen anything like this before, boys. I'm telling you, it's never in your life. How do I get this off? Let's just close that. All right, there we go. What the fuck did I just walk into? You're not ready, guys. December 2nd, Body Fitness Max. You see how hyped I am? I'm training maximum force. You guys aren't ready. It's a free course, so it's going to be top to bottom. Okay, there's going to be lectures, talk about simple things such as hydration, calories in versus calories out, how to weigh your food, carbohydrates, protein, fats, talking about proper sleep, how to track your weight loss, how to track your muscle gain, protein consumption, meal timing, weight tracking strategies, 5 complete workout guides, a complete menu. There's going to be about, I think, like anywhere between 5 to 10 menu items that I'm actually filming the beginning to end cooking process, including how many calories, how many grams of fat, how many grams of carbs, how many grams of protein are in per item, and then you're going to be able to piece them together and kind of create your own menu as you go on the weight loss journey. So this is something that I personally use when I got like super lean. The leanest I ever was in my life, actually. I did exactly this. There's also a meal prep area as well, and how to actually prepare meals through the week So it's a complete guide, top to bottom, completely free. And I'm really creatively diving into this one because I've never made something like this, but I'm very intrigued into passing this type of information on because, I think that in today's climate, it is very imperative, especially amongst Americans, that, you've got to take care of your body. Like, what you eat determines how you feel, like emotionally, hormonally, physically. It's so important, and it seems to be kind of like a forgotten part of the culture. But they're very conscious of that stuff over here in Japan. I had a lot of reverse culture shock going back to the States. I have to say that, but yeah, I just think that these days, especially as obesity grows on a global scale, this is happening all over the earth. Having a fit body is now more than ever. It's like a social status. First of all, that's huge, and today everybody's so socially aware because of Instagram. It's social status, and then also it's sexual status, and to an extent, it can be financial status as well. So, like I said, 100% for free. If you want to get on that, just go to here. Let's just I'll walk you through it here. Okay, so you're gonna go to modernlifedating.com/body language. Just to make this easy, everything is on the same thing. So you just click on here to get on. All right, let's see. All right. I think we're back. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. OBS just told me in the middle of the fucking thing that I needed an update, and it just sent everything straight to hell. OBS just told me in the middle of the fucking thing that I needed an update, and it just sent everything. There we go. Okay. All right. Jesus Christ. What a start to the show, huh? Good Lord. Okay. So, what were we talking about? Oh, my extreme nunchuck skills. Yeah. So, this upcoming course is going to be the shit. Just, mark your calendars. December 2nd, my birthday, 2 Mondays from today. So, yeah, it's going to be pretty fucking cool, man. I'm very excited about this one creatively, giving this away 100% for free. Very, very, very eager, looking forward to the feedback. It's just going to be great. So, yeah, we're going to talk today about Mr. Jorge Masvidal. So, for you guys that don't know, Jorge Masvidal is actually a UFC fighter. He's been fighting in MMA for quite some time now, and this guy is like the epitome of just persistence, because this guy went from being pretty much like a kind of a little bit above average, middle of the pack kind of guy to like a household name now. He is actually known for the fastest knockout in UFC history, which is clocked at 5 seconds, but they're trying to get it down to 3. Take a look at it here. Hopefully this shows well. This is the entire fight. So here he is getting ready to fight Ben Askren, and then boom, 1, 2. It's game over. He's from Miami, just like me. He's Cuban, man. These Cuban guys are tough as fuck. Him, Yoel Romero, So, that is the fastest knockout in UFC history, and he's an all-around gangster kind of guy, and it's interesting to see because actually about a couple years before, he was actually part of Submission of the Year, but he was the guy being choked out. You can actually see here it was a pretty brutal triangle choke from the top, and he was humiliated. He was actually absolutely humiliated for you guys that are like not actual big MMA fans, because I'm talking about, when it comes to success and stuff, like, there you have to have some ability to endure. Okay, this is him versus a guy named Toby Imada. This is in Bellator. That's Jorge right there. He's on the bottom. See, he thinks he's fine, but he's actually got a triangle choke locked up. And he's choking him. He's choking him. Jorge, he's gutting it out, but eventually he goes to bed. Right? But that just goes to show you that, as long as you're just, the biggest thing is, like, if you want it, if you just have the desire for something, that alone, most people don't even have fucking desire. So if you have the desire to make it happen, that alone, with focus, hard work, and a plan, and like reflecting on your plan as you're progressing, that right there is a solid recipe for success. I want to talk about this guy a little bit more here. So he was on, I'm not a big fan of, quite honestly, I feel like he got a little exposed on Jordan Belfort's podcast. This is a Grant Cardone interview, but I want to just talk about a couple things here that you can see Jorge is in the zone here. When he's talking to Grant. Take a look at this.
Up techniques all day. I work the guys because I love it. I love what I do. So I'm able to go to the gym more often because I just love it. So it'd be something related to that. It's the same thing when I'm done with fighting. I'm gonna pick something that's up my alley that I could just do all day long.
So let's talk about the big fight. Okay, everybody's got to be asking you, right? Like, did you? I asked you in there. I said, hey, did you plan that? What do you even call that? Fastest knockout.
Flying knee.
Flying knee.
Yeah, flying knee is that technique.
You could do it to me right now?
No. That's only reserved for for assholes, bro.
Okay.
So guys like Ben Askren and stuff, man.
Yeah. You wanted to kill him, didn't you?
I wanted not kill him,
no,
but I definitely wanted to change his outlook on life. Show him like, man, this is a different league, man. You got to slow down with all that talking, Plus, I've known him for a while, and he's been like talking for a while. I never paid attention to him because he's like a nobody, It's like some guy from some real estate company that's never sold a house talking crap to you. And you're
yeah.
Slow down.
But dude, I got a lot of guys that do this to me.
Yeah. And you can't acknowledge those guys because if not, you build them up, if you even acknowledge them.
Right.
So when he finally came over to my side of the world, I was like, all right, I'll give it to you, Mm-hmm. So it was...
Very, very, I would say has very high emotional intelligence because he's able to, psychologically play that game with the guy Ben Askren, who was previously undefeated before Jorge knocked him out in the fastest knockout in UFC history. So, you can just tell that he's just so sharp and he knows how to play the game because... he knows the guy was talking. He said, okay, listen, I just know what I'm going to do. You're going to talk all this shit. I'm just going to work my ass off, and I'm going to put you out. And listen what he says about how many times he drilled the flying knee.
It had besides it being one of my most profitable fights, on a personal level, it was pretty sweet, because this guy's been talking crap for like maybe 7 years,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
About you or about
me? About me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, about my style, about workouts.
I got 2 or 3 guys that talk shit about me.
Don't you want to just? That's the best thing about my job. That's why I can't see myself quitting. My coworkers, when I don't like them, I get to and paid for it on top of it.
Yeah, and you get to be like, okay, we could talk about it, or we could just do it right here.
No, usually it's just, and then the paycheck comes for it, which is the sweetest thing
How
ever.
big's the pay for a fight like that?
Oh, that one was pretty good. I have like a structured pay, like they give me this to perform.
So do you get in this game? I mean, this game's got how many?
He's 10-0, 12-0. He gets to the UFC, loses 2 in a row, they cut him, gone.
Mm-hmm.
So to stay in competition, it's like college football, and then you go to NFL. The speed's a little different. These guys are getting after. You're talking about the best guys in the world. Same thing in the UFC. So you're coming in there, and all of a sudden, it's a different ball game. You got a crowd that's intimidating, and the people, the athletes, have been doing it their whole life. Most of us.
I'm gonna cue up this sign. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. There's a part where he talks about how he was just repetitively drilling this over and over and over again. Love Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone's code. He's a Scientologist. Is he really a Scientologist? Jesus. On the road, doing my Road Warrior thing. What's up, Jim H? Yeah, give me a second. Let me see if I can find this.
Like on and off, like around 7 years old, 6 years old, you know, and I had all this energy. I have tremendous amount of energy all day.
So did anybody tell you had some kind of learning disability or problems
Yeah,
learning?
in school?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did those go away when you immerse yourself?
Yeah. In practice, I could watch film, I could talk to my coaches, I could do the thing for hours. In school was tough because I have all this energy, and the teachers didn't know how to deal with it, you know.
So do you think
That's really true. And when obviously, you know, when I was teaching elementary school, the system, like, I almost felt bad, kind of like telling the boys to like sit down and calm down, because like just how the system is set up, it's not, because obviously Jorge is an entrepreneur, right? Obviously, when you wake up and say, I just want to be a fighter instead of like, you know, a 9-to-5 office worker, that's a little bit more of an entrepreneurial risk, if you will, and it happened to pay off for him. But you know, he's talking about how the traditional education system didn't really benefit him, right? And it doesn't. The young boys, they need to restructure the system, because boys learn by like getting out there and doing stuff. Girls learn in a more kind of, you know, traditional student classroom. That's what I've noticed from my years of teaching experience as well. And he talks about that here.
think that like was it the study, or was it like you just it wasn't fast enough for you?
The learning environment, I would say, you know. Because after, you know, I'm just recalling real quick, if I went to PE and I got to like burn out the energy, then come back to the next class, I'd do all right. I'd sit down and like, oh, okay, calculus, got it, you know?
Yeah.
But other than that, it was rough for me, man. I couldn't just sit in a classroom and 8 hours of hearing somebody talk. No, my motor's going high wire.
I understand the motor. I got a lot of motor too.
Yeah,
so.
I can tell.
You can?
Yeah.
What about that room right there?
Oh, that was energy. It's
right?
like real life shit though, man.
Yeah, but that guy's a punk. That's the guy I'd like to take in a cage and just beat the I've already challenged him to a cage. Like get in there. Let's go,
hey, I'm
dog.
in your corner. Huh? Can I be in your corner?
Please.
Okay.
Because he's going to try some dirty. Well, he'll never get in the cage because he's just a crook.
Goodness gracious, I love this.
So you just can't put the guy in front of the light, because once you do, you
really don't talk about him too much anymore these days, right?
Yeah. So your next fight. Well, let me ask you this question. Let me back up a second. How many brothers and sisters?
He's in contact with all my coaches on the.
Is he rich? Is Dana getting rich?
Oh, Dana's been rich for a long time. Yeah. UFC, you get a paycheck.
Sponsor your
one. Yeah, that'll be sweet. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to get like a 10x tattoo on him.
Stuff, but it's still a process to get those bigger sponsors.
Most of my audience.
I want to talk.
It's just if you want it, man. You know. I mean, I remember sleeping in the back of my soul so much. You know.
And
okay, here he talks about one of the bigger transformations that's happened in his life. Because what happened was, so he was kind of like, if you look at his UFC record, right? You know, he really started making a come up when he started fighting. He fought Benson Henderson when Benson Henderson was still in UFC. And if you go to his Wikipedia, you can see Toby Imada is here when he lost via triangle choke. That was in May 1st, 2009. So 10 years ago, he was being humiliated because he lost, or he was part of submission of the year, but he was the guy getting choked out. So that's pretty fucking, you know, not cool. But now, if you take a look at it, you know, literally 10 years later, he is winning fastest knockout in UFC history. He really started turning it around right here, around Benson Henderson. You know, he lost a split decision loss, then he won, and then he knocked these two guys out. He lost a split decision to Maya and then Thompson. And then he knocked out Darren Till. Then he got the flying KO. And then he won the BMF title recently at UFC 244 by defeating Nate Diaz. The guy is just on a roll right now. And once you have this kind of momentum, I mean, it's just so hard to stop. The last time I saw this type of momentum was when Conor McGregor was in the UFC. And, you know, that is the only time I actually saw that. You said bump up the volume. What is it? Is it my microphone volume is low, or let's see. But yeah, let's go back to this part right here though. Take a look at this.
talk to them about how important is talent, then training, and then the competition, because all those things take place in your space, right?
Yeah, well, man, it applies to real life. So
Does anybody know what that watch is right there? That's I think that's $120,000 Patek Philippe. I'm pretty sure. This is the gold one. 120 G's on his wrist right there. It's a pretty nice watch, not gonna lie.
so much, you know. It's just if you want it, man, you know. I mean, I remember sleeping in the back of my car and looking up and like, man, I'm gonna get out of here and this is the way I'm gonna do it no matter what. And just putting everything aside. I could have been at a nightclub or I could have been doing other things, but all I cared about was the gym and making it to the gym, just punching in that clock. It was just a matter of time before that kid that was 15, 16-year-old and me. It was just a matter of time and putting in that time. So I tell the same thing to anybody, no matter what your field is, if you really want it that bad, you'll make it happen. You know, if you could put aside the distractions, the Instagram, TV, some charity event that there's gonna be girls there, and you're like, no, I'm gonna go to sleep early today, wake up and do what I gotta do. It just plans out over a period of time, I think, you know?
So see what he's talking about there is what they talk about in the compound effect, because you know, that's why I tell all these guys when I do the consultations, which by the way, consultations they do start back up as of today. So if you want to book a consultation, send $70 to that link right there, streamlabs.com/Modern Life Dating Channel. I know a couple of you guys have emailed me. I'm gonna actually email you guys back for these consultations, and then like D Money, Hans, Michael, all you guys, I'll be catching up with you this week with consultations. And yeah, before they because 2020 there's going to be a whole new pricing plan and everything, so get it in while you still can. That's all I got to say. Let's take a look at the chat here, see what you guys are up to. Let's see. Let's see, got 47 people in the house. Guys, please be sure to click that like button and share this with your pals. Oh, the chat's pretty quiet. Good stuff. Said he lived in his car with his dog at the beginning of his career and loved it. He believed it wouldn't be permanent one day to make it. Yeah, it's all about, dude, it's all about persistence. Persistence is the key to all success. Persistence and discipline. Most people, they just give up. They just give up. This is bottom line. Take a look here. Let's see what else he says. Oops.
Keep punching in that clock.
But I mean, everybody that's fighting at your level, they all got to want it.
They all want it.
And they all got to train.
And they're all comfortable with being uncomfortable. So you got to learn to be.
That's a big one, too. That actually reflected with me with this year when he said, you got to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. That is so fucking true. If you want any type of success, man, there's no success in comfort, and I'm realizing that. Like today, you know, I went to the gym, right? I had to wake up at pretty early this morning. I was up at like 4:45ish to go take someone to the train station, and I was tired, you know, because I did that kind of half-ass sleep, you know, sleep and then wake up, sleep and wake up. So I was kind of feeling groggy. And I had a choice of whether going to the gym or not. And I remember watching this interview here, and I was just like, you know, there's also, they're talking about the pros and the average guy. And I think they talk about it here. I really want to cover this all because this is a very important interview. You know, this is the psychological aspect I study in people who are successful. Like this guy, obviously, Jorge Masvidal is on the up and up right now, and it's a reflection of his mindset. That's why he's able to ascend to such good heights here. Now, this doesn't last forever for everybody, but it's truly a remarkable phenomenon to observe in real life. And I just happened to scroll past this, and I was like, I'll give it a chance. You know, I'll give it a chance because I always put something on in the background if I'm cleaning up, or I've been shooting a lot of the Body Fitness Max footage, and I have stuff playing in the background as I film, because I'm going to cut the audio out, put music, and do voiceovers anywhere, so that raw audio doesn't really matter what's in the background. But yeah, I was just listening to this, and it was just like very, very profound. And I wanted to just reflect back on this with you guys, because we all know about it. This is how like people get, you know, you get caught in a dry spell, or you slowly get out of shape is you get comfortable, right? You maybe have 3 or 4 girlfriends, and they all pretty much, you got them wrapped around your finger, and they're worshiping the ground you walk on. They're cooking for you, they're cleaning for you, they're taking care of you, right? And you start slipping at the gym a little bit, or maybe you don't start working as hard as you usually are because you're kind of you got comfortable, right? A lot of success can make you guys comfortable. I know, because that's what I experienced this year. Success is a great test as well. It's not all sunshine and rainbows, but witnessing what's going on with him is it's a good thing to hear what he's saying, because it's kind of reflecting back on stuff that I have kind of as I have been taking care of guys of the community and kind of growing this whole thing, this men's support network, the Masculine Empowerment Network, the MEN network, men network. It's dope, right? The thing that I kind of forgot is my own personal development.
2015 was my year.
And,
2016 is also my year.
Let's see.
Every year is my fucking year.
Kevin says, do women find fighters attractive? Yes, they do. You better believe it. You better believe it. They definitely find fighters attractive. It's primal. It's hot, I know you probably never gotten in a fight in front of girls before, but when you get in a fight in front of girls, like, some of them are like, they get like turned on by it, But yeah, going back to what I was saying there is that Jorge is talking about being, this is all top level people. You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Be an animal, you got to learn to swim. I wasn't a good swimmer. I learned how to swim because I heard a rumor that might make me 0.5% more cardio. Let's do it, So immerse myself in swimming for like 3-4 years. I'm an all right swimmer now. I wasn't the best runner, same thing. I heard rumors, man, if I become a better runner, I'll become a better fighter. Let's do it. Where's the track and field team? Where's the coach?
Wow.
And so on and so on and so on.
You see how he doesn't make any excuses? Somebody tells him to do this. He doesn't sit there and second guess himself. He doesn't sit there and need a fucking chart or a graph or some analytical device to, scan all ratios of probabilities that are going to be the outcome. He doesn't need any of that shit. He's just like, all right, so I need to swim better. So where do we go learn how to swim? Let's go to this school here, right? Got to run better. Okay, let's learn from the best runners. No excuses. He just find out what needs to be done. He does it. It's really, guys, success really is that simple. 95% of it is you're just like in your own head, and you're making it a bigger deal than you think it is. And really it boils down to you just don't believe that you can pull it off. It all comes down to self-confidence. So you got to keep that in mind.
Keep putting myself in uncomfortable situations to where uncomfortable situations to where I'm comfortable in them often, and that's what the fight is, because you could be winning for 14 minutes and the guy hits you with a shot you didn't see, and you're seeing stars, you're seeing 3 of these guys, and you're tired because you've been fighting for 14 minutes already. That's when that man, all that work I put in, am I gonna throw it away right now, or am I gonna just give it right back to the guy and break his nose and win, and will my way through it?
But dude, isn't the other guy, the competition's got to be thinking the same thing, right?
No, they all want to be in your position.
I think they do.
Work out net.
There's a section here he talks about like how he sized up Ben Askren and prepared him for the fastest knockout in UFC history, and I found this very fascinating. Check this out. Let me see if I can find
People don't. Same talent, they worked, they trained.
That next level, like I was talking about the running and swimming, you find yourself, and that's definitely one of the bigger parts of it, But
wasn't God helping those other guys too?
I'm not saying yes or no.
Right.
I definitely got extra help,
Yeah, I shouldn't be here for sure.
Yeah, about a month. And
let's see.
Abraham Lincoln said it best: if you give me 6 hours to chop a cherry tree, I'm gonna spend 4 sharpening my tools. Rep that knee out throughout my whole career thousands of times. Move.
Okay, I think here's when he talks about when he practices for that flying knee.
Getting in as many reps as I can till I'm like disgusted by the technique. I don't want to do it anymore, but I know the only way to, like that knee, I rep that knee out throughout my whole career thousands of times. But in particularly for that individual, I don't know, I'd get up to like 500 a day sometimes. Of just doing the.
Can you imagine that? 500 a day. Some of you guys can't even watch 500 steps without complaining. Not all of you. I'm not saying, I'm not saying, but some of you guys, you know who you are. Okay? This guy would do a flying knee drill 500 times a day. I don't even care if you have to do 500 push-ups a day. Okay? That is still incredible hard work ethic and discipline and talent. And he was doing, like I said, he's doing up to 500 a day. So, maybe other days he only did like 50 or 100 or even 30 or something. Hell, even 30 a day is incredible. And he was doing them 500 a day. When I heard that, I couldn't believe it. But it gets far more interesting. Let's keep listening.
The movement, just doing
same move over and over.
Same move, different scenarios, different setups.
Physically, now are you in your mind? You running it out.
You kind of you go into autopilot, when especially when the workload is so heavy that if you start to think like, gosh, I got 500 reps, you might break, So I just get into this autopilot to where my coach is like, all right, you hit the 500 next, and
yeah, that's one thing I noticed too with exercising is your mind will always quit before your body does. Your mind is the first one to start bitching out if you have a weak mind. But he obviously has a very strong mind because he can just turn it off and just gut through it. And that's what I've realized too. Like when you have your best workouts is when you just turn off your brain, focus on the form, get your perfect form reps in, and then just be done with the workout. Just know what you have to do, write it down as you do it, and move on.
You're like, all right, what are we doing next, And once you learn how to tap in that, it's a cool thing, especially for sports. and business, I don't know if you can do it as much because you guys got to read, talk, all that stuff. But in sports, I get to tap into that auto zone and just work it out, get my miles in, run, swim, whatever I got to do.
No, I just finished the call, man, and I practiced the call before I did the call. I know what they're going to ask me.
Yeah. Get my miles in, run, swim, whatever. Because I need a little bit of space for that particular technique.
Okay, I think he talks more about here. Hold on.
You were going to pull that off in the first second of the fight?
Oh, here we go. Oh, my fucking phone is covering the screen.
I know what they're going to ask me.
Yeah. Visualizing, practicing.
So the flying, what's it called, a flying knee?
Flying knee.
Yeah. Did you know you were going to pull that off in the first second of the fight?
Walking into the cage, my mind I'm not set on it yet. Like, is it the first round, the second round, the third round? Is it like when we have space? Because I need a little bit of space for that particular technique. So walking in there, I'm not 100% knowing when I'm going to do it because there's just this ick factor. I got to see this guy. I got to see his body language. Let me just walk in there.
You hear that? Got to see his body language. Listen to this.
I get in the cage, I blow in some kisses, I say hello.
Did you?
Yeah. And
why? What are you doing?
I just getting in his head, just making him like, I can't wait to grab you. You want to grab me? Okay, I got a surprise for you. So once I see his body language across the cage, I knew it. I was like, oh, I'm doing it.
If that's not a fucking sign from God, I don't know what it is or whatever. But when I was watching him, I was like, I can't believe this guy is crediting body language right now for the fastest knockout in UFC history. And I was just like, I almost like felt like it was surreal when I saw him talking about this. But what can I say, man? It's real. It's so real. The truth about body language and its usefulness. I think we all kind of have an understanding, like innately to it, to an extent. But it's hard to quantify it in words and document it. But that's exactly what I've done in the Body Language Mastery course. Don't forget, December 26th is the final enrollment for quarter 4. December 26th, the day after Christmas. Christmas comes twice this year. December 26th, 5 days only, and then this program is done. So start the year strong and finish the year strong. Get on that waiting list, modernlifedating.com/body language. Let's continue talking about what Mr. Jorge Masvidal is talking about because he goes in a little bit deeper here. Conk says most Americans do 500 bicep curls with McDonald's fries a day. Yep. Masvidal work ethic translates the same way to game. Yes, sir, Rick Torres. Yes, sir. Brother Hodges, good to see you, man. Says there's no manual for Savage. It's got to be inside you. You either have it or you don't. Oh, Brother Hodges, did you want to talk about Savage, bro? Brother Hodges, I think you missed out on. Oh, you missed out on this, bro. Listen, you don't know about Savage, bro. Look at this. This is me prepping for the Body Fitness Max course. What do you know about Savage, brother? Look at that perfect form. Power strike right there. Not Savage, not ready yet. Look at this. Here's the uppercut. What has this show become? You're not ready. You guys aren't ready for the savageness. That's how crazy and fit and savage I got. Getting ready for Body Fitness Max coming out in 2 weeks. December 2nd, baby, on my birthday. That thing is coming out along with plenty more goodness right here. Very loud, my bro. Yeah, it was loud and intense. John, I'm speechless. It's like Trinidadian Bruce Lee, boyfriend, before my very eyes. That's right. I have love handles like that. I hate it. Need to up that nunchaku game. I am. No, you're gonna crash the stream again. I think that blew out my speakers. Oh Jesus. Yeah, it was. You guys aren't ready, but no, I'm telling you, Body Fitness Max is gonna be. It's going to be a good ass course. Yeah, let's go back to this interview. I want to talk a little bit more about this because he talks about some serious things. He talks about putting in the reps, just doing the fucking work. Talks about not giving up. Talks about wanting it. Okay? And he talks about body language and sizing this guy up and psychologically getting into his head.
Right
so it literally went through your head. Okay, I'm opening with this.
Yeah, as soon as I saw him, I go, yeah, he's checkmate. His body language, the way that he was, the fear that he had in him, the nervousness. I knew there's no way he's not gonna be able to adapt. He's not a guy that could adapt. He gets home, his power's turned. Yeah, he gets fixed exactly. He gets home, the lights are out, the guy's gonna die. What's going on? FPL shut my light. He's gonna die.
Things have to be a certain way for him.
He can't adapt, and I noticed that throughout the week as well. It was
you watching tape or
no, not from tape, from just interacting with him just like this. I'm really good at picking up signs in my sport, from body language, from how guys talk. I'm a master at that. The book is coming for reading souls through body language.
Yeah.
And
he's spitting the truth though. I'm telling you, when you have this high level knowledge of body language, you can see people, you can know, all right, this guy's a, quite honestly, you're gonna know, like, all right, this guy's a punk, this guy's fucking has got some self-esteem, this guy's fucking shady as fuck. You become a profiler. You're able to look at people and successfully profile them. It starts with body language. Then, you start, obviously, there's body language plus the psychological side of it, and mixing the two together to understand, like, what kind of person you have in front of you, or give you a high enough probability that your guess is correct. And yeah, I mean, like I said, this guy, fastest knockout in UFC history, 5 seconds. Working on getting it shaved down to 3 because there was referee contact at 3 seconds. That's when he wants to call it. But I mean, just this definitely was not scripted, and the writing's on the wall.
And I was able to read it, man, just like a book, so I knew it. There's no stopping it.
Fastest knockout ever.
Yes, sir.
And you're trying to get it. Why are you trying to get it?
So it could last a lifetime.
Because it was faster than 5 seconds.
Yeah. The referee was making contact with me around 3, so we're trying to get it stopped at 3, and
so that it lives in history.
Yeah, it lives in history forever. Not that 5 it will be easy to break, but 3 is like I'm set. I don't have to worry about that.
How important was what happened after that? The interviews, the social media marketing to your brand, to lift who you are?
Huge. I've always had the skill.
So, he talks about that as well. How everything just kind of catapulted, how his success just took a monumental jump, in just this short amount of time. And what really happened was this, so he was kind of, he was always in the situation where he was getting these decisions, and sometimes he would get the decision win, sometimes he would not, right? Depending on where he was fighting, if he was on home turf, away turf, whatever. Judges do show favoritism, whether you want to believe it or not. It's just part of the game. And, what happened is he was sent away to do some reality TV show in, I think it was Central America or South America or something. And he was out there in the kind of doing this Survivor kind of thing. And he said he just had no internet. He had no access to the news, nothing. And he just he was like, this is just awful. I hate this. I don't want to do this. He's like, I'm always losing by decision. He says, fuck it. I'm just going to start knocking these motherfuckers out and just taking this decision out of the judge's hands and just, irrefutably making sure that I'm the one that has my fate in my hands. And so that's when he made the big turnaround. He was brought in as the kill man for Darren Till because the UFC is trying to push Darren Till. And he knocked him clean out, sent him to a fucking another weight class, knocked him out at welterweight, and sent him straight up to middleweight. And then he got the fastest knockout in the world over Ben Askren, who was previously undefeated, 12-0, never lost in his career, all over the world, including all over Asia and the United States. And then going forward and winning the BMF title in Madison Square Garden with Nate Diaz. Did win by TKO of a doctor's cut, but he was winning that fight pretty much from start to finish. So I just wanted to point out a couple of those things that I noticed that were quite honestly very, very good kind of pillars of masculinity to kind of focus on. And it definitely ties into game, dude. I'm telling you guys, momentum with your mouthpiece and talking to girls. It is so fucking real. You need momentum. So for you guys that are telling me, I'm going to go monk mode 3 months and, read books and blah, blah, blah about chicks. No, you're not, dude. You're going to go in there. You're going to become socially retarded because you isolate yourself because your social skills are like your gym skills. If you don't use your social skills, they will go away. Same thing if, you don't go to the gym, your muscles will disappear. That's just the way life is. And it's the same thing with your social skills. So keep that in mind because once you have the momentum building, social momentum is powerful, whether it be in the business world, whether it be in the nightclub game, whether it be day game, whatever you're in the zone doing it. Sometimes, when you're a salesman, you're just on fire. You're nobody can tell you no, and you're just knocking deal after deal after deal. Same thing if you're dating a bunch of girls. It's just girl after girl after girl is coming for you, and it's no problem. So that is a very, very interesting topic there, and very just totally love it. Real quick, I wanted to say thank you to everybody. By the way, I'm back on Twitter. @HotDudeLife is my new Twitter handle. @HotDudeLife. I've got already 304 followers. This is unreal. I've had this account for maybe 3 days. I have already more than 10% of my followers when I lost my account at 3,000 or 2,000. I'm going to be a good Christian boy now. I'm not going to be crazy. I obviously have the December 26th for Body Language Mastery.
2015 was my year. 2016 is also my year.
So
every year is my fucking year.
Kevin, thank you. He says, I'm comfortable talking with people in the open and cold approaching, but bars and clubs make me uncomfortable. Well, bars, you can work your way up to. Clubs are ultra hard mode. Clubs, in my opinion, are the worst ROI for a game. You put in the most time, money, and effort for the least probability, unless you've really cultivated your skills in a nightclub game, which is definitely possible. But for me, it was never my forte. A girl needs to hear me. She needs to hear what I gotta say. And then after she falls for me, then we can go to club. It's noisy, whatever, because she's already gonna be staying with me. But yeah, go ahead and follow me on Twitter, right there, at Hot Dude Life. You can see cool stuff like this. This is a temple I went to the other day, Asakusa Temple. It's gods of Fujin and Raijin, god of wind and thunder. A little Japanese folklore. Let me see. Jack, you see you got a question for me in the Twitter DMs. Let me check that real quick. Yeah, Jack is going to be doing a show with Rollo Tomasi today on his channel. So go check them out. Godfather of the Manosphere. I started personal training sessions this week. Can't wait to get full-time in the gym. Good, man. Kevin, you can do it, buddy. Kevin, download my course and watch him. Seriously, you'll learn a lot. And it's good to have like a solid reference point. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for me today. I just wanted to do a quick little episode. Still getting in the swing of thing. I only have one house guest now. I'm down from 2 house guests to 1. And then this house guest will be leaving on Friday, so I'll be back in the full swing of things. Just like momentum, everything, guys. There's a little bit of technical issues at the beginning here and still kind of fumbling over my words and stuff. I took a break, and guess what? Momentum is real. And, kind of lost that radio jabber momentum. But I'll get it back because it's just in my blood. So I will definitely be back here tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be talking about a couple more different things that I've got planned. I'm going to be on the air as much as possible between now and the end of the year. Again, December 26th, right there. Body Language Mastery Quarter 4 enrollment happens then. And then December 2nd, 2 weeks from today, Body Fitness Max 100% for free. Weight loss course is coming out. Thank you guys all for already getting on the waiting list, seeing the waiting list grow. And, excuse me. Until then, I'll catch you guys on the stream tomorrow. Take care then. Bye-bye.